is actually going in the right direction for a change. Hello, my darlings. Whew, last reading of the day. The Christmas Waltz just started on my playlist. I love that song. It's that time of year when the world falls in love. How perfect for that is that for this? What I want to talk about today, because this is the last reading of the day, and the last reading I do every day, I want to try to sum up all the other readings in some kind of sense for everybody. So if you've watched all the readings today, the big theme of the day was take this winter seriously. Today's the solstice, and this is the first day that I'm doing this 90 Day of Tarot. So I really feel like this was, this was God really pushing me to set the energy down right, to get this started in the right direction, going in the right way. What we saw over and over and over again today in all the readings that I did, take the winter, be prepared, get your house in order. It always sounds bad. I mean, for living. It always sounds like I'm saying go put your will together. I don't mean that. Do the healing on this relationship. At this stage in the game, you've either been through a twin flame or you're in it now. There is somebody currently on your mind and on your heart, because that's why you're here watching tarot readings. I do need to remind you that these are general readings, entertainment purposes only. Take what resonates and take it past your guides and let them show you what's true and what's real for you and for your story. I obviously don't know your story. I know my story. And so I'm going to filter these cards through my story, through my experiences. Every tarot reader will do that. So find the voices that have similar stories to you, that have similar filters to yours, so that they make the most sense. I watch a few people that are totally the opposite of that, because it's also about, broadening your perspective. When you watch people that don't filter the way you filter and don't do things the way you do them, you learn. And that's great too. But it's important to find the voices that speak to your heart, the kindred spirits, that sort of a thing. What I want to read on tonight for this last reading is, I want Spirit to sum up about the healing, about this winter, about the priorities. I know I've cut this like 3 times, but I keep hearing do it again. So we're going to do it again. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and start laying down cards. I think I'm laying down 6 cards. We will see where this ends up. My guys have told me not to do reversals for right now, so if they come up reversed, I'm turning them up the other way. On the bottom of the deck, we have the Hierophant, the Magician, the 6 of Wands, the 9 of Wands, and the Knight of Wands. The Hierophant is long-term commitment. It's interesting for me because in this card, this looks like a doe, or might be a baby deer, but it's asleep. It's asleep, and there's a key. In a lot of the other card decks I have, this Hierophant always speaks of joy to me, and I think that's one of the reasons why in this deck it always throws me a little bit, because this is not joy. This is sleep, but it's the sleep of the secure. It's I just heard it because they did bring out the 4 of Swords. This is our 4 of Swords, but this is an elevated 4 of Swords. This is like Minor Arcana is your free will. It's where you're at. It's you. Major Arcana is God. This is God upping the ante on this 4 of Swords and telling you need to rest, and that you can rest secured because God's got you. You need to rest. You need to heal. You need to remember your magic for victory. The Six of Wands is a card of victory. And for safety, because the Nine of Wands can be putting up walls and all that, but in here, this is safety. Look at these. I love this deck too, because these are pussy willows, and I love pussy willows. I think they're adorable. And then you've got your Knight of Wands here, which is the fastest moving knight. So there's energy moving fast at the end of all of this. Rest. I keep getting rest and safety. This wall, this particular wall, this is a wall of protection that God has put around you. Magic is victory. And this Knight of Wands is coming fast with really good news about your soulmate situation, but they aren't coming until God brings down this wall of protection. This wall of protection is around you so that you can do this healing and do the work we need to do over the winter. The way I read these cards tends to be a story across the board like that. These three cards down here are usually just what God wants to say directly. We've got the Emperor, into the Four of Swords, into the Seven of Pentacles, into the Nine of Cups. And that's a great transition. The reading I just did had the Emperor with a funny energy on him. And it was this same deck. So I can't... He seems a little bit more mellow in this. I swear, I almost feel like he's been fronting for so long that he's exhausted and he's ready to sleep. His battle has been keeping up appearances, making sure people see the crown and don't see all the fat. I don't mean to offend anybody on that. It's just the energy that I got from this little guy. He's a big walrus. He's a very large animal. He wants people to focus on the crown. Maybe some of you have some body images to work on. Maybe you've been fronting for too long, putting on too much of a mask to the world. And this winter is a time of hibernation. It is a time to hermit. It is a time to rest and heal. I say that without any doubt, especially after all of today's readings. You have been working for your soulmate connection, for this relationship. You have been working towards this probably your entire life. You just didn't know it. The Seven of Pentacles is a card of hard work. Most of the work is under the surface. This version of this deck shows the tree blooming on top of the surface. After the rest, the spring blossom, the spring bloom is going to be incredible in your life. It's going to be more than you can imagine. It's going to take you to the Nine of Cups, which is wish fulfillment, total wish fulfillment. That's the why. I asked God why. Because you're tired of fronting. You need to rest. You need to heal. What you've been working on, what you've been working towards for literally ever, is going to bloom big in the spring into your ultimate wish fulfillment. And what God wants to say about that in particular, I've got a Knight of Cups, one of my favorite Knight of Cups ever, because I adore otters. I mean, is there a cuter Knight of Cups out there in the world? I don't think so. This Knight of Cups is coming to you. Look at him with that sweet little face. He's coming to you with a cup of coffee. There's a romantic offer coming in. Be careful not to get in your head. I hear the guides going like, I'm serious about this. I'm serious about commitment. I'm serious about union coming next year. I'm serious about getting this work done. And I can be very intense. I think this warning was for me. Let's all take a deep breath. I don't want to put out a level or an energy of fear of any kind. I'm intense because this is important and it matters, but don't get in your head over it, okay? Oops, sorry, I keep hitting that. This does work out well. This Eight of Cups is, it's walking away from something, but it's also walking towards something. It's walking towards your 9 of Cups. I mean, I think that that's kind of perfect. You have a romantic offer coming in the spring with this beautiful tree having bloomed. As long as you don't get too in your head about it, and I will try not to push you there. I'm very sorry if I have pushed anybody there. Don't get too much in your head about it, because you're going to walk into your 9 of Cups. And that's going to be a beautiful thing. Let's do a little bit of clarifying, though. On top of the Emperor, we have the 4 of Swords, in case we hadn't gotten the message yet today. And we've got the 3 of Swords to be very clear about what we're healing. Actually, you know what? I don't think that that's right. I think that that was there and that that card was there. I apologize. There's double 8 of Swords. There you've got the Sun on top of the 7 of Pentacles. And Justice. 7 of Cups, decisions, choices. All your choices may not be on the surface either. The Knight of Cups just turned into a Knight of Wands. The 8 of Swords just turned into 8 of Pentacles. And the 8 of Cups turned into the Fool. I gotta take a breath, because that's incredible. All right, let me go. I'm realizing my cards are hanging off the end of the table here. Let me move everything back a little. All right, last reading of the day, y'all. So let's make this good, okay? This is the solstice. God is asking us to rest in hermit mode over the winter, to rest and to heal. There is no doubt about this. This 4 of Swords, I think, showed up in every single reading I did today. God is serious. We need to rest. We need to rest. And this is a callback to the 11:11 reading I did today. This is a bird bringing fire to the frozen. This is you, and this is your person's heart. You cannot thaw their heart unless you do your healing, unless you do this rest. They're going through a lot right now. They're going to need patience. They're going to need comfort. They're going to need wisdom. They're going to need love. You're going to need to give them all of those things without demanding stuff in return, without being petty in the least. How do I know you need to heal the stuff on your relationship? Because the 3 of Swords came up on top of the 4 of Swords. This is a broken heart needing healed. You also have the 8 of Swords again. So we've got a repeating 8 of Swords. 8 of Swords, I don't like seeing the 8 or the 9 of Swords. The 9 is worse. The 8 of Swords to me is stop hiding. Stop. In this case, I just heard it clear as day. Stop hiding from the broken heart. You know what? I also just heard, some of you may not even realize, it's possible that this relationship that you're waiting on wasn't even that big of a deal. Like it started and stopped so fast, but you haven't been able to let it go. And you feel like there's no hurt there because nothing really ever got going. I'm going to ask you to double check that stuff. I'm going to ask you to go over that. I'm going to ask you to meet with your guides, to get in meditation. Find out where your heart is hurt, where it's broken. Do you have to go deeper? Is it childhood abandonment? What are you hiding? This speaks to me of a child hiding under the covers. Is it pain from your childhood that needs to be healed? There is pain that needs to be healed over this winter so that you can be ready to thaw your person's frozen heart. Because if you do that, okay, I already showed you this. This is the 7 of Pentacles, something you've been working towards forever, blossoming big time in the spring. So much so that you got the Sun. And why did you get the Sun? Because God is bringing justice to this situation. balance, justice, fairness. What was meant to be will be. That's what's happening in the spring. On top of your 9 of Cups, you have the 7 of Cups. You're going to have choices and you can't see them all right now. The best advice I can give you is get your alignment with what you know as God as strong as you can, because that's this kind of stuff. That's where you want to, you're going to have to make your choices with your intuition. So that came up earlier in a reading today as well about spend some time honing your gifts. Get your relationship as tight with God as you can get it. Get aligned. These cards down here, these were the cards that God wanted to talk directly, okay? Now, the cards I put on top of it was the Knight of Cups becomes the Knight of Wands. This guy is a dreamy romantic, and he's cute and he's adorable. This guy's a guy of action. He's moving, and he's moving fast. He's coming towards you fast. The 8 of Swords, get your mind off of whatever it is that's doing this to you. Actually, this 8 of Swords doesn't even feel energetically connected to that 8 of Swords. That 8 of Swords is connected to that 3 of Swords. This 8 of Swords is all this anxiety. It's like, it's stuff in your head that doesn't need to be there, that isn't actually going anywhere. And I'm seeing that the cure for that is to get into the practical matters of your life. Make sure that your budget is done right, that you have, food on hand, that the people in your life are taken care of. Take care of your practicalities and stop worrying about all the stuff you're worrying about. And then down here, your 8 of Cups, what you're walking into is a new adventure. That's the Little Mermaid, apparently. Actually, this isn't the Little Mermaid. It's a different mermaid, but still. The Fool. It's a new adventure. It's a beginning. It's a new beginning. There's a new beginning coming. We need to spend this winter getting ready for it. And that is the message of the solstice 2021. These energies, they are timeless. It could be that whenever you found this, the exact same situation was going on for you at that time. But as I'm recording this on the solstice, this is the message from Spirit. We need to take winter. We need to be serious. We need to do our healing work. We need to rest. We need to be ready for the spring. Good things are coming. Beautiful things are coming across the board in our life. It's not even just our relationships. I'm sending you a lot of love, and I appreciate you being here today. And if you watched all the videos today, I can't thank you enough. I ask that you'll like and subscribe so that it'll help share the channel out there, and I will see you all tomorrow. Blessed sleep, everyone.